Chicago! The Windy City, off the Great Lake of Michigan. The third largest city in America is as ruggedly beautiful as the cold days of January are wintry. Being called the city in the garden for their historic accumulation and system of nature parks, but also being the former home to infamous mob boss Al Capone and the Chicago outfit. That Midwestern hospitality mixed with hardened city slicker personality. This place is just as amiable as it is arduous. Just like any major US city, Chicago has its fair share of iconic marks, like the giant bean at Millennium Park, Wrigley Field in North Chicago where the Cubs play, University of Chicago on the Southside next to Midway. With its harbors and river that runs through the city, Chicago is a scenic place where around every corner, a photo opportunity awaits. Even with all the beautiful sights, the glam versus grit theme of the city is holding true. Al Capone and the Chicago Mafia outfit in the south side of Chicago created war with the Irish in the north side in the 1920s. While the south side of Chicago has greatly changed, many things have stayed the same. The South Side is now infamously known as Chirac.
It shot more than 400 killed. The 4th of July weekend was especially violent. Around 100 people were shot in just over 4 days.
And it calls for drastic action. Bring in the National Guard.
While sending in the Guard to help police in Chicago is technically possible, Governor Pat Quinn tells CNN it's, quote, not an option. And Chicago police say they don't need the help.
It's not an issue of resources.
Chirac has had a significant cultural influence on the music industry, pioneering drill music since the early 2010s, defined by its dark, violent, nihilistic lyrical content and ominous trap-influenced beats. Chicago rap trailblazers like Chief Keef, Little Reese, and Young Chop have all helped the hardened Chicago region reach national limelight. Chief Keef's widely acclaimed debut album, Finally Rich, made waves through America, giving a glimpse into the vibrations of the Chicago struggle. I decided to take a bus to see the University of Chicago, which is on the south side. While the campus and surrounding area is pretty nice, when riding the bus through the south side, I could still see the poverty and devastation. One of my favorite rappers and philanthropists, Chance the Rapper, is a person from Chicago I see really trying to give back to the community and try to uplift those who have been through hardship and injustice. But back to regular scheduled programming. The distinction between a New York and Chicago dog is in the toppings. It's a strict script to follow, and you must top the dog in this order: yellow mustard, relish, chopped onions, 2 tomato wedges, pickle spear, 2 sport peppers, and just a dash of celery salt. But absolutely no ketchup under any circumstance. But Chicago has other delicacies, so off to Little Italy, where Al's Italian beef rules the Chicago streets, where it's arguably the face of Chicago cuisine. Al's beef has been serving up these sandwiches since 1938. The Italian beef was so good, I murdered the sandwich. Let's not forget about the deep dish pizza. More like a savory cake. Your knife sinks through layers of meat, vegetables, tomato sauce, dense mozzarella cheese, and cracker-like crust. I tried out Giordano's. While everybody has their favorite choice, I wasn't disappointed in my Chicago deep dish experience. The Jekyll and Hyde complex of Chicago is like none other, where the beauty can flip to the brutish on a drop of a dime.